Everyone's obsessed with which AI model is smartest. ChatGPT this, Claude that, leaderboards, whatever. But there's a secret that the AI industry figured out in 2026. The model was never the bottleneck. The bottleneck is what happens when you let the model do things. Click buttons, write files, spend money, run code without anyone watching. Turns out that a genius without guardrails just fails faster. In today's video, we are going to learn all about AI harnesses. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video. So if you look for this article on the Guardian newspaper, you can see that an AI agent went rogue and hacked a startup by itself, OpenAI reveals. So this particular incident happened in the month of July. So here you can see OpenAI revealed that an autonomous AI agent powered by its technology went rogue during a test and accessed the open web and hacked a prominent startup by itself in an unprecedented security incident. The AI tool designed to carry out tasks without human assistance which had entered its systems. So these kind of incidents have happened in the recent past where AI agent has went rogue and did unprecedented activities, thereby compromising the security of the environment and the company where it is operating. So if you wish, you can read more about this article. I will leave the link in the description box. In the OpenAI incident that we saw just now, we realized that what can happen when an AI agent goes rogue. This is exactly the situation AI harnesses try to address. So let's understand what is an AI harness. So if you look at the Google Trends report for the keyword harness engineering in the last 1 year, you can see that there has been an increase in this particular term by 3100% over preceding year. So if you can look at the graph at the bottom, this graph shows that the popularity of harness engineering peaked somewhere around April-May timeframe, and from that point onwards it has gone down. But definitely there has been a lot of interest in harness engineering from the beginning of 2026. So at the root of this particular concept is a simple equation called agent is equal to model plus harness. So there is an AI model that everybody is aware of, and everything apart from that model constitutes a harness. So where you have a model which is responsible for reasoning and exclusively only for reasoning, the harness on the other hand is responsible for rules, constraints, context and validation. For example, what things the AI model is allowed to access and not access. Can it have access to the file system? Can it have access to the API keys? Can it really export certain confidential data to an external server? Get access to the internet directly? So things like that constitute a harness. Let's understand harness with the analogy of a car. So on the screen you see a simple car having a driver inside that. In this you can safely assume a driver to be equivalent to a model. So a driver is directly responsible for its skills, reflexes and the decision making. Similarly, the model is responsible for the reasoning activities of your task. While on the other hand, you can assume the car to be equivalent to a harness, where you have other parameters like engine tuning, seat belts, brakes, the gauges on the dashboard controls, etc. So without appropriate settings of the engine, seat belt, brakes, etc., a driver cannot be running a car. In other words, any brilliant driver in a car with no brakes or gauges is dangerous, no matter how good their instincts are. That's why it's important to have a harness with any LLM model. So what's actually inside a harness? So first, it constitutes for the tools and permissions. So basically what an agent can call and what it is not allowed to do. It is responsible for the context and memory management, how the information is fed in, how it is summarized and preserved across long conversation tasks. Verification and testing, it checks for the evidence of what the agent says it is passing. So basically whatever an agent says has completed, we do not blindly trust that, whether it is passing of the test or cleaning of the lint errors, etc. Failure handling, how the errors get diagnosed and recovered from. It's responsible for the tracing and the observability. So harness is responsible for the logs and the replay, so a human can see what an agent actually did and why it did that. So typically AI agents you look at, they suffer from a common drawback where it is very difficult to identify the decisions made by the agent along with the reasoning behind those decisions. And finally, harnesses are actually responsible for the guardrails and the stop conditions. So when the agent should halt, ask for approval, or escalate to a human so that it does not cause untoward incidents for security. So in a sense, you interact with an agent, but harness is what makes the agent actually work. But why should you care about the harnesses? Agents in the recent past have become extremely powerful enough to be genuinely useful, whether it's writing the real code, taking real actions. But you cannot rely agents blindly and leave them to do things unsupervised. We saw that very classically in the recent OpenAI incident at the beginning of this video. So in the industry, the conversation has now moved from make the model smarter to build better scaffolding around the model. So it's not just important to have a smarter model for our day-to-day task. It's important that we build better scaffolding around the model. In the industry, harness and scaffolding are the two terms used interchangeably. Both essentially mean the same. Now let's take a look at some of the examples of a harness. So here on the screen you can see 3 examples. The first one is a harness for a coding agent that requires it to run the actual test suite and pass a lint check before it's allowed to claim that the task is done. So in a sense, the coding agent cannot directly claim that the task is done without we verifying a certain checks and balances to confirm that the task is actually done. The second example, imagine a setup where an agent queries are routed through a governed data layer, which could be like certified column definitions, lineage tracking, schema drifts, alerts via MCP server. So the model can't just hallucinate a table structure. So in this example, the harness is a governed data layer because the model is now grounded into reality and it just can't hallucinate and create column names or definitions on its own. The third one is a simple example that everyone should be able to relate in their day-to-day life. So here a customer support agent that can call only a refund tool up to maximum $50 without human approval. So in this case, the harness becomes the restriction that we have put on the agent up to $50 of refund without human approval. Let me know in the comment section any other examples that you can think of a harness. So next time someone says AI models are true magic, remind them the magic trick only works because there's a whole crew backstage, checking the ropes, counting the instruments, making sure that everything is working as per expectation. The genius was never the hard part, but managing a genius, that's the job. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Until then, thank you so much for watching.